Hello everyone, my name is Dương and I just have finished reading this one-of-a-kind novel called A Stranger in the Mirror by Sidney Sheldon, and I just can't wait to tell you all about it. About 2 months ago, I went to an old book fair near the Temple of Literature, and after searching for books until my eyes started to be tired, eventually I found this gem. At first, I underestimated this book, and the reason why I bought it was just because it is a nationwide bestseller, and I thought that maybe just give it a try. And I was amazed by the fact that this book costed me only 20,000 dong, because it is an old book, but well, that was such a real bargain to me. First, I will introduce you a little bit about Sidney Sheldon, the brilliant author of this mind-blowing novel. Sidney Sheldon was born on the 11th of February 1917. He was an Academy Award-winning American writer. His TV work spanned a 20-year period during which he created the Patty Duke show, I Dream of Jeannie, and Heart to Heart. But it was not until after he turned 50 and began writing best-selling novels such as Master of the Game, The Other Side of Midnight, and Rage of Angels that he became most famous. In 1969, Sheldon wrote his first novel, The Naked Face, which earned him a nomination for the Edgar Allan Poe Award from the Mystery Writers of America in the category of Best First Novel. His next novel, The Other Side of Midnight, climbed to the first rank on the New York Times bestseller list, as did several ensuing novels, a number of which were also made into motion pictures or TV miniseries. His novels often featured determined women who persevere in a tough world run by hostile men. The novels contained a lot of suspense and devices to keep the reader turning the page. He explained in a 1982 interview that, "I try to write my book so that the reader can't put them down. I try to construct them so when the reader gets to the end of a chapter, he or she has to read just one more chapter. It's the technique of old Saturday afternoon serial. Leave the guy hanging on the edge of the cliff at the end of the chapter." Most of his readers were women. Asked why this was the case, he said, "I like to write about women who are talented and capable, but most important, retain their femininity. Women have tremendous power because of their femininity, because man can do without it." Books were Sheldon's favorite medium. "I love writing books," he commented. Movies are a collaborative medium, and everyone is second-guessing you. When you do a novel, you are on your own. It's a freedom that doesn't exist in any other medium. He died in California on the 13th January 2007 at the age of 89. A Stranger in the Mirror is a 1976 novel written by Sidney Sheldon. The novel is one of the earliest of Sheldon's works, but contains the typical Sheldon fast-paced narration and several narrative techniques, with the exception of a twist ending. A Stranger in the Mirror is a story about two main characters, Toby Temple and Josephine Sinsky, or later known as Jill Castle. The thing that is really special of this novel is that the author told stories of the two characters parallel. Toby Temple loved his mother so much that he would do anything to please her expectations of him being perfect. Soon in his childhood, Toby knew how he could satisfy his mother, that is to become a worldwide acclaimed comedian. Because of that, he decided to set sail to achieve his dream. Josephine was born in the nick of time. Therefore, she had a chronic headache whose reasons couldn't be diagnosed. Whenever her religious mother blamed Josephine for her father's death, the chronic headaches would just worsen. Soon enough, Josephine would find peace in Hollywood movies when she saw people well-off lifestyles. A misunderstanding between her and her boyfriend David, and the urges to get away from her religious mother, pushed Josephine towards the decision of escaping to Hollywood. Two eager people having one homogeneous dream, that is to become famous. What will happen to them, and will their path ever crosses? I will leave that for you to find out for yourself, but all in all, this book is about the journey of becoming a superstar and all the humiliating and degrading routes that superstar wannabe must follow to reach the top. Throughout this book, I liked the part where the prologue and the last chapter connects. At first, I thought the prologue and had nothing to do with the story, but after reading the last chapter, I was so amazed that the prologue is the reason why the ending could come to presence. But seriously, I don't want to spoil the ending, so I think it's best for you to read it and find out for yourself, because the ending is so twisted that after finishing the book, I was still craving to read more. My favorite quote is, "If you would seek to find yourself, look not in the mirror, for there is but a shadow there, a stranger." This quote can describe the whole plot of the story, I must say. You in the quote represents Yule and Toby. When they look into the mirror, what's on the outside does not matter, but what's on the inside does. They are ambitious and devoted, but in order to reach their dreams, they have to undergo humiliant and moral ways, which slowly change their personal traits, making them cold-blooded and ruthless, so that the reflection on the mirror is not that innocent and eager girl and boy anymore. And I believe that not only Jill and Toby, but so many people in and not in this industry can relate to that. At first, I was still doubting whether this book was worth reading or not, because the content and languages of the first 1/3 is kind of weird and it contained mainly sexual activities. But after several chapters, I absolutely fell in love with this book because of the old Saturday afternoon technique, which made me unable to put my book down. I must say that I learned a lot from this book. I learned about true love from the unfinished love story of Josephine and David. Now I am in a relationship. Therefore, I could totally relate to this, and it has such huge impact on me that after finishing the book, I was still mourning for the couple. I also learned about the truth behind the flashy curtain of the entertainment industry. Actually, I've heard of dirty ways to become a superstar, but thanks to this book, I had got a much more deeper insight about this phenomenon and a closer look to the characters' emotions. No matter what the characters had done to reach the top, I still sympathize and feel sorry for them, because it was that twisted and sick society that pushed them to the edge of a cliff, forcing them to perform such indecent acts. I would recommend this book to adults and teenagers because there are sexual content. There is no harm for people from every age ranges to read this book, but I think the mentioned subjects can understand and learn from this book best. I hope that after my book review, I can spark some interest in you to read this book. I highly recommend this, and I think that I will give it 4 out of 5 stars. Well, that's all for A Stranger in the Mirror. I hope to see you in another book review in the future. Thank you sincerely for listening, and goodbye.